Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly edit couples photo. This is going to be not too long, so I'm going to try to explain as quickly as possible along the way. So first of all you have to do, take a quick look at your EXIF file. So in the EXIF file, take a look at the camera. It's Nikon Z7000 with the 55 to 300 mm. So all you have to do, go to the lens correction or lens aberration, and then turn on lens profile, go to Nikon. Obviously, take a look at the lens list. So there you go. I found the lens DX 55 to 300. Let's see what it gives me. It looks good. Now turn this one off quickly. Once you're done, turn on a chromatic aberration. You never know. I mean, it's not necessary. The lens is pretty good enough, but you never know. That's the point. Take a quick look what happened before and after. So that was the original photo, and that's after the lens correction. Not a huge change, but it's good enough. Turn on the white balance. In the white balance, I usually, lucky for me in this photograph, unlike my other tutorial where I showed you how to edit couple photo with the mixed skin tone. In this one, you have almost similar skin tone, which is brilliant. And if I look at the histogram looks pretty decent. I mean, it can use a little bit more gamma. We're gonna get to that later. So I'm gonna turn on the skin color tool, which is almost close to the white balance. But good thing about this tool, it saves a lot of time because it not only fixes your white balance of portrait, but it's also fix the exposure. So if I'm moving the tool anywhere, you can look at the histogram that it shows where the luminance level is. So I have to make sure that it's somewhere in the middle or upper midtone. So I'm going to stop there and then click and take a look. The histogram changed quite significantly and the photograph looks really nice and vibrant. So I'm going to stick there. Next thing I could do is to add a soft amount of red. Turn this one off and go to the color, change the color to any of those in the list. Take a quick look. So by default, you have the natural standard. So I can start with the memory color, portrait color 1, portrait color 2, portrait color 3. Any of those two looks actually phenomenal. To be honest, I like it. This one look way saturated. Whoa, no, not that. Not that. You know what? I know exactly what I want. I'm showing you exactly what other does. That's the part of this tutorial. So monochrome is not bad either. Looks pretty classic and beautiful, but we're gonna go with portrait color 2. So we stop there. Now here's the thing. See the t-shirt, especially in this part, start to look a bit blown out. If you are confused, you can go to the highlight warning and then turn on the highlight warning, and you can clearly shows that this part is actually a bit more too exposed than the skin. So I'm gonna turn this one off quickly, go to the exposure and go to the color burn HDR. I said it many times in the previous videos, but I'm going to say that again. This is different than the highlight controller, the highlight slider, because highlight slider actually globally reduces the highlight, where the color burn affects the brightest part of the photograph first, then move on to the lower part. So I'm going to start from 50, see what's the change is been done, and then slide all the way up. As you can clearly see, the skin remains same, where the t-shirt looked a bit underexposed, which is what exactly we want. Now I'm going to turn on the fine color controller, bring that in the middle, zoom in just a little bit. I'm gonna move my cursor around the skin, see where they are, and then add a little bit of lightness on the skin. As you can clearly see, skin starts to look quite significantly bright, which is exactly what we want. So that part is done. I'll add a little bit of saturation on the skin and reduce the hue, go to the opposite direction, a bit more in the red side. The reason why is that because I added the lightness or brightness on that skin tone, it became a bit more whitish instead of being red. So this is the reason why I'm reducing the hue to minus about 3 and adding a little bit of saturation so that we bring back some of those lost skin color. I mean, they are both beautiful couple. Look at the guy. It makes me feel really jealous. It doesn't matter. So we are done that part. We actually have done most of our job. But as I said, I would like to work on their faces, because I think that we could add some more brightness, but individually just on the face. So what I can do, I can turn on my brush, could add a little bit of brush all around the skin. So I'm going to add plus, keep brushing just a little bit. I'll do the same thing with her. As you can see that I'm actually trying to avoid the sunglasses because sunglasses are reflecting. They are not the same color, so I rather want to avoid them and try to do the same thing with the hands and a little bit there. All I do is to add a soft touch. Let's see what it does. There you go. Looks so far so good, nice and vibrant. So I would like to show you before and after. So that's before and that's after. Nice and bright and vibrant, and the background is not very distracting anymore. Another thing I could do, because I changed color of the skin, it affected in their tooth. Originally in the previous photo, the tooth wasn't the same color. So I think because in the commercial perspective, this tooth could do some work. So what I can do, I can bring back my partial correction, turn on my brush, make the brush as small as I can, not too small, but small enough to make sure that it fits the tooth. I will zoom in quite a bit, slowly do a little brush right there. I'll add the plus, make the brush over there as well. And once it's done, I'll turn off that and I'll take a quick look. What I can do, I can reduce the saturation quite a bit. There you go. And add a soft brightness and see what it does. And I'll turn off and then zoom out. Now, let's see again for one more time, before and after. So that's before and that's after. You see, if you look at the histogram, nothing is clipping. The skin tone looks just within the zone. Everything looks just perfect to me, so which is good. Now, my favorite part is the curve. So I'm going to go to the blue curve, add some blue globally all around the place, especially in the higher midtone, and then reduce the blue into the shadow area. You can see that the forest started to look quite filmic, right? It's amazing. And the red, I can add a touch of red in the midtone, but very soft touch, not too much though, while I'm going to reduce the red from the higher part. Now check this one out, guys. Are you ready? Okay, I'm gonna show you in 3, 2, 1, before and after. Amazing, isn't it? Thing I would like to do, I'm gonna zoom in again a little bit because you can see the photo is not too sharp enough because I didn't add any kind of sharpness. So I'm gonna go to the default and stick to the default part because it's a portrait photography and the file is really nice. I really trust Silkypix Developer Studio Pro. Look at this guy's smile. My goodness, makes me doesn't matter. Yeah, he's pretty. That's it. I said it. That's done. I'm gonna wait and then see if everything looks good. The skin, if there is any kind of mark, undesirable mark, and that looks good too. I'm going to turn on the portrait part, beautification, go to the medium, and then move that on the side so that you can clearly see what is going on. Add a touch like a +5. That's fine, that looks good too. And then go to the spot removal, bring that spot removal to here, and just all you have to do, just do a quick click and that should do a job. I think I'm gonna try one more time. There you go, gone. That's one teeny tiny problem, and I'm gonna move that on the other side and see if there is any issue on his face. And then here you have just like a little tiny spot, so I can get rid of that too, but I have to be very careful on that part because it's very small. So I'm gonna make it as small as possible, actually a little bit bigger. Make this like that, add the middle one and click it. Let's see what it does. There you go, it's done too, which is beautiful. The software did a very good job, so I can close it. All I can do, I'm going to do a quick export with Control S. And then finally, the last thing I want to do, which is I always do with each of my tutorial, I'm going to close all of it, most of it, open this photo in the multi-preview and close everything else so that you can see before and after. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reset the photo like that, initialize, beam, and close that panel as well. You can clearly see how far we have done, and we have done a phenomenal photo retouching in Silkypix Developer Studio Pro. The original one is on the left, and our final result is on the right. I just made the guy look even better. So yeah, this is how you do a photo retouching in Silkypix Developer Studio Pro. If you use any other software, try the similar tool in your software, and that should give you about 90% of the result. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, and most importantly, share with other folks who are willing to learn. And I see you in the next video. Bye bye.